Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 599. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book, but you're having some trouble getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, especially social media, look for Christine Inc. Ink, like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. "She wasn't doing a thing that I could see, except standing there, leaning on the balcony railing, holding the universe together." J.D. Salinger. I just love that quote. I know I do like motivational quotes about writing most of the time here, but that was just so beautifully done. Needed to kick the show off with that today. And this week, what I'm doing, it's pretty exciting. I've compiled my favorite lessons in my 3 pillar areas: writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. And for this first half of the week, I'm sharing them all with you. So today, here are my top 3, or I would say my favorite 3 mindset habit tips of the year. So mindset tip number 1. There comes that time in the book writing process, we can all relate to this, when, as terrifying as it might sound, you actually have to show your work to other people. Yep, that's right. We can't just write our books in a vacuum. So whether this means initially to your editor and then, of course, your readers, and unless, again, you plan on writing in a bubble, this is just reality. My mindset tip around this is, before you let other people see your work, make sure you ground yourself in your own positive opinion of it. Summon up all the feelings of pride you have for following through with your goal and think about all the things you love about your book. Focus on those things. Realize that when it comes to things about it that you're nervous about or you're unsure, that either A, an editor will most likely solve those problems for you, or B, you did the best you could, so just let it go. As I mentioned yesterday, you could edit a book forever. There's no finish point unless you set it, so you're just at some point going to have to let it go and know that you did the best you could. Anchor yourself in the positives about your book and acknowledge yourself as the author who created it. That's a very big deal. Most people will never write a book, statistically speaking. So then when you go out there and expose your work to the opinions of others, operative word, opinions, you will be doing so from firm, self-confident footing. Mindset tip number 2. One of my favorites of the year on the show here. One thing I've observed with elite athletes is that they are the way they are in part because they believe they have what it takes. They will be able to overcome whatever obstacles come their way. They have an extremely powerful, no matter what attitude that drives them. And this is something worth putting some thought into as authors, as creatives, what this concept means to you, no matter what, and how you can apply it to your identity as an author. And finally, my third favorite mindset habit tip of the year here on the show. If you are thinking of writing your memoir, or really any book where you'd be sharing personal life stories, and you're still stuck on the question, who cares what I have to say? Here's an idea. Look up some memoirs on Amazon, any books really, but specifically memoirs, something where people really put themselves out there in a brave way, and read the reviews. Those are the people who will care what you have to say. People just like that, people that love to read personal stories. What you're seeing in those review words, that's the actual human impact of sharing your life story. I know I was overwhelmed publishing my own memoir, The Power of the Curve, this year with the words, the things that people said about it and how it touched them. And what I love the best is getting the emails and messages from people where, things that I wrote in my memoir triggered them to share all kinds of personal life stories and lessons and insights and ahas about their own life with me. That was my favorite part. So when you're looking at the question, who cares what I have to say? Go on to Amazon and look at the reviews on other people's memoirs. Those are the people who care what you have to say. And be sure and stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to wrap up our little series here with one of my favorites. You guys know productivity is one of my big jams here. My top 3 productivity lessons of the year tomorrow. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. I will drop the link in the show notes as always for motivation, accountability, book writing, publishing resources, and more. Until tomorrow, happy writing.